Hi, welcome back. This is James from Solid Business Software, and today we're going to look at table labels and column aliases. First of all, we're going to look at the problem they solve, then we're going to create table labels, and then we're going to create column aliases. So we're in Management Studio, and the situation is that you've written a system that allows users to create quotations. So we've got a quotes table. Select all from TBL quotes. And let's have a look. Quote ID, that's just an ID field. Quote name, speaks for itself. Insert user ID, this is the user that inserted the original record, so initially created the record, and there's the date. And the update user ID is the user who last changed or updated the record, and there's the update date. We've got a deleted flag there for logical deletes. Let's have a quick look at the users table. Select all from TBL users. No real surprises there. Primary key, that's the user name. That's the user that created it. 0 is just a value for a system. So the first user will be created by a system user. And there's the insert date. So we can see here these records, the quote records, were both inserted by this user here. So let's get that information out from SQL directly. So select all from TBL quotes. Let's join from quotes to users in a join TBL users on TBL users dot the user ID primary key equals TBL quotes dot insert user ID. Let's run that. Okay, so that's joined from TBL quotes to TBL users, from the TBL users user ID field to TBL quotes insert user ID, and let's get the name insert user dot username. So that's the username that inserted the quotes. So let's just add another key, another column here. TBL quotes dot quote ID, TBL quotes dot quote name. Let's tidy this up a little bit. We'll stick that in parentheses because it's a system name. I didn't realise that. And let's run. So there we can see quote ID 1, the quote name, was created by, inserted by James, and same for quote 2. But the trouble is, if we then want to list the users that updated it, not inserted it, then we would have to join to TBL users again. So it would be impossible to do that because we've already used that table name there. And the second problem is that it just gets quite messy using table names like this. So the first thing we're going to do is update this to use table aliases. Right, the first thing we're going to do is tidy this up a bit by using table aliases or table labels. And the way we do that is we just declare it after the table name. So TBL quotes will become TQ, TBL users will become TU. Now SQL doesn't understand this because we've created an alias. So let's update this case. So TBL quotes becomes TQ, TQ, TBL users becomes TU. Same here, and same there. Let's run that, make sure it runs. Yeah, that's fine. So immediately you can see that's just easier to read, and it also means we can join to the same table again, and that's useful in this instance because what we're displaying here under username is the user that inserted the quote record, but we want to find the user who updated it as well. So what I would do here is I would actually change the table label names. So they're kind of explanatory what they do. So in this case, let's call this TBL underscore insert and change it there and change it there. So we're joining on the insert user here. So what we can do now is join again, inner join TBL users, and this time we want the update user, so let's call this alias to user update on up to user update dot user ID equals TBL quotes dot update user ID. And now let's add it to our projection. Username, let's run that. So what we've done here is we're selecting from quotes and we're joining onto the TBL users table on the insert on the TBL quotes insert user ID, and then we're joining again to TBL users, but this time we're joining on the TBL quotes dot update user ID, and we've just added a line here to the projection to show the update user ID. So now we've got the quotes, and the first username is the insert user, and the second username is the update user. So it's easy to read, and it also gives you scope to join onto the same tables for the similar situations. But we do have a final problem, and that is we've got these two columns here with exactly the same column name, so that's not helpful. So that's what we'll look at next. So our final problem was we've got two columns, both with usernames. So the solution to this is to use column aliases, and they're dead easy. They're just declared after the column names. So insert username as insert username, and update username as update user name, and let's run that, and that's much clearer. And if you're running a report and you need these to be in slightly more English terms, then you can just add brackets around it, and then you can just use normal English. Same for there. Update user names. Let's run that, and there we go. Thanks for watching. I hope it was helpful, and if you did find it helpful, please do subscribe and like the video. Until next time, bye.